Bumpy was rich, but he wasn't white man rich. See, he wasn't wealthy. He didn't own his own company. He thought he did, but he didn't. He just managed it. White man owned it, so they owned him.
Peace, family. We are back again. And today we will be discussing black billboards, white billionaires, right? What am I talking about? What am I talking about when I say that, right? We're dealing with mainstream hip-hop, the culture, right? So when this hip-hop mainstream culture started blowing up like a wildfire, right? The owners of it seen a gold mine. Seen a gold mine of talent in the inner city, right? In poverty, right? The slang. Let's hear the slang that they using. Hey, look how they dressing, right? This was cool. This is cool, These is cool. They create the trends, right? And from then on, hip hop has always shined the light on creating trends, right? Now, even when we look at the slang, right? Slang talk came from the plantation, now it's popularized. Slang talk came from the plantation, now it's popularized. Think about that, right? We used to talk in codes on the plantation, right? Many rebellions came from code talk, right? So ebonics and slang in each city of America, it varies, right? But if it wasn't for mainstream hip hop, a lot of people wouldn't know what black Americans in the inner city talk about when they deal with slang, right? The ebonics, right? This is a coded language that mainstream hip hop helped normalize, right? Think about that. People don't even think about that, right? But outside of just the slang, if we think about it on a financial level, right? Mainstream hip hop became a billboard, the commercial, right? Of these very, very popular black figures, right? That were rappers that signed contracts to billion-dollar record labels, right? That controlled the music. But also, style was real big in the inner city and still is today. I just seen niggas fighting over them cool grays. It's a sad story. It's a sad story, you know what I mean? But niggas gonna need, what can we say? You know what I'm saying? But we conscious, so we gonna just deal with us today, right? We gonna let them niggas fight over what they fighting over, right? We gonna focus on trying to grow, right? And trying to focus on what we focused on. So anyway, back to the lesson, right? So through the eyes of a person that's looking at this whole community as a gold mine, right? One thing you have to understand is that we fell in love with the European brands, right? And this became a way to promote, right? As the commercial rapper, his video is a commercial for the European brand. Follow me. We're going to take a look. Let's put on your seatbelts and we're going to go down the timeline, right? This is hip hop through an abstract view. Let's look at a group like NWA, right? For all the older guys, right? You love hip hop, you love NWA. Well, then you know the words Al Davis, cause the Raiders never paid us, right? What was Ice Cube talking about? Nigga, we made the Raiders hat popular in the 80s because NWA was rocking the Raiders gear. They was rocking the Raiders gear, right? That was the LA Raiders, right? And Al Davis got the paper. When young kids was watching NWA videos and seeing Eazy-E and all the guys wearing Raiders gear, Raiders hats, they went and copped them, right? This was a commercial, right? The black rappers promoting the white billionaires brand, right? So Ice Cube, he was always business minded. He was one of the first ones to see the game clearly. And he felt like they deserve the cut of that paper because they helped promote it. So Al Davis, that's the Raiders owner, because the Raiders never paid us. Understand? Let's look at Hove, right? Back in the day, right? I'm talking hip hop heads, right? In the '90s, late '90s, when I was coming up, right? As a youth, one thing Hove was always known for was rocking the Yankee fitted, right? He'd wear it to the side sometimes. He'll put the brim over his eye, right? He said, "I made the Yankee hat more famous than the Yankee. I made the Yankee hat more famous than the Yankee can, right? Than the players on the Yankees team." And that's true. You know, that's a famous hat, but Ho, if you from the '90s, if you a '90s kid, you know Ho rock that Yankees hat. Ho rock that Yankees hat down there every day, right? But that money and that promotion went to who? Not the black community, right? So when niggas seen Ho rocking that hat, niggas wanted to get that hat. Even on some gang banging, even if you a gang banging nigga, you from neighborhood, you went and got that hat. That hat went into the white man's pocket, right? Yeah, it did. It did. Now it's all about Versace. You copy my style, 5 shots couldn't drop me. I took it and smiled. Now we about to set the record straight. You familiar with that line? Now it's all about Versace. Nigga, I have Versace first. Now put y'all niggas on Versace. That's pop. Right? Biggie used to rock the Versace frames. Him and Puff rocked the Versace and the Biggie. They rocked the Versace. Right? But Pac had the Versace. Pac was tied in with Versace. Right? But Johnny Versace, that money went to Johnny Versace. So when the dope boys, when they caught them Versace shirts, I mean, who you think that money did come back to our community? It went to Versace's community, Versace's family, right? When you seen Migos say Versace, they brought it back later on, right? 2000s, 2012, I believe, Versace. That's a commercial ad for white business, right? Rick Owens, right? Ralph Simmons, Rick Owens, usually what I'm dressed in. ASAP Rocky, But the Rick Owens runners, you know what I'm saying? I own me a pair myself, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm guilty too, nigga. What you mean? Nigga on there. I'm a nigga too. You know what I'm saying? I like fly shit too. But that money didn't come back to our community though. But when niggas seen ASAP, when ASAP now was coming out in like 2012, 13, I think 11, 12, and them niggas was coming with the Ralph Simmons, Rick Owens, that high end designer sneakers, them collabs, them Ralph Simmons collabs. I own a couple pair, right? Had the fly niggas in the hood in the headlock, but that money ain't come back to us. But we promoted it though. Shout out to ASAP, man. ASAP free now, right? Now, I know the older guys gonna love this one. Living better now, Coogee sweater now. Drop top BM, I'm the man, girlfriend. Tell your friends to get with my friends. We could be friends. We could do this every weekend. I know that take you back. Diddy in the, Diddy in the hot tub, pause. Diddy in the hot tub, pause, right? Living better now, Coogee sweater now. Remember? Big had the Coogee. Nigga, Big had the Coogee. That's a little bit before my time. But it's funny because, as I said, like when I was a youth, early like 2007, 8, niggas was rocking. We was rocking Coogee down south. We was rocking Coogee hard down south. You know what I'm saying? Boosie, nigga. I know niggas think Boosie couldn't drive, but before Boosie got locked up, like in his prime, Boosie, for a southern nigga, Boosie put that on. Boosie put that on, right? And he was bringing back the Coogees. Big had the Coogee sweater, right? The Coogee sweater, the full sweater, right? The long sleeve. And Boosie had the short sleeve sweater, the short sleeve Coogee sweater that was fly, right? But guess what? We ain't on that either, man. Went right back into the European pocket, dog. Just giving you the game. You can get the biggest Chanel bag in the store if you want it. You know, Lil Baby and Gunna, right? I know you remember that. I know you remember that, right? You can get the biggest Chanel bag in the store if you want it. The biggest Chanel bag, nigga. Right? Nigga, who owns Chanel? Cause the damn show ain't us. Right? You see how the promotion, see how rappers, black rappers promote the European brands? That money don't come back to us. It don't come back to us. But however, we doing a lot of the promotion, you know, for that brand. Because, mainstream hip hop, is a commercial. It's a commercial, right? But how many black brands do the rappers promote? We just going down we just looking at history, right? You know, got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. Got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. That's the pack. You know what I'm saying? That's about 2000. I could be off on that. Maybe like 5, 6. I don't know. Maybe that's a little too early, right? Maybe that's like 2010. Anyway, the pack, right? West Coast. That's some West Coast shit right there. That's the young West Coast nigga wave I think about 2010 actually. I think about 2010, but anyway, you know what I'm saying? We ain't on that. That song was big amongst the kids, right? And the money went right back to the Europeans' pockets. Taylor gang, right? The Chuck Taylor gang. Where's Khalifa, right? Everybody who was, Wiz had a segment of a lot of niggas like when I was graduating high school, niggas who was like went and smoking before. A lot of like niggas started smoking like when Wiz was coming in and Wiz was bringing the Chucks. Niggas was rocking Chucks because of Wiz, right? A lot of niggas started rocking the Chucks again because of Wiz, right? I know the West Coast niggas they was doing their thing in the '90s with it and all that, but I'm saying like it came back again, right? With Wiz Khalifa in the Taylor gang, right? The Chuck Taylor gang, right? But that money went to Chuck pocket, Chuck Taylor, nigga. That ain't no black brand, right? With the pimped out Gucci suit, ain't got no job, but I'm still fly. Come on. Uh, when we look at Baby in that video, that was Baby and Manny Fresh video, the big time was right. Uh, Gator boots with the pimped out Gucci suit, right? And I think the nigga rocking Burberry or Gucci in the video. I can't remember which one. You know what I'm saying? But either way, man, the brands. That's a commercial that's a jingle for that brand, right? But the pimped out Gucci suit, who is Gucci? That money don't come back in our community, right? And I can go on. I got these for days, right? If the bit bad, I got it in red bottoms. Right, that's Dr. Dre on that Rick Ross album. That Rick Ross, God Forgives I Don't. That's a classic, right? If the bitch bad, I got her in red bottoms. That's what he said, nigga. We don't own red. We don't own red bottoms, by the way. Sisters love them red bottoms, but we don't own that. We don't own that either, right? If that nigga came by if that nigga came by you a Birkin bag, throw him back in the streets. That's what Saweetie said. The Birkin, nigga. The Birkin. These bags is, bro. Have you ever seen how much a Birkin costs? That's crazy. We don't own that. By the way, we don't own that. So anytime we out there buying them Birkin bags and all that, that money going out of the community also. Now Snoop, right, with the Tommy Hilfiger, right? Snoop made Tommy very, very popular in the '90s, right? It was already popular, but when Snoop went on Saturday Night Live in '93 with that rugby, with the cross rugby, with the Tommy across the midsection, right? Big Tommy words. It made Tommy go big in the city, and we still rock Tommy to this day. Vintage Tommy. I got a song named Vintage Tommy, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a Tommy head from the '90s kid. Aaliyah rocked rocked Tommy heavy. You know, and but it didn't go back in the community though. It didn't. Right now, everybody who know me know I'm a polo guy. right? Players only live once. I'm a polo guy, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the low lives, you know what I'm saying? Polo, that hill figure, made myself a ghetto star on the slash sipping bar. PNC, right? Polo, that hill figure. Niggas went to war, nigga beefing over, again, like how Pac and Big was beefing over Versace. Nigga, PMC was dissing Hilfiger. I know he at that time they felt like Hilfiger had some uh racist claims against him. Those was debunked later on, by the way, though. You know what I'm saying? Hilfiger showed love to the community and put a lot of blacks in his ad, but in the end, you know what I'm saying? Because he seen that it was a market for it, right? It's a market. Hey, yo, and look at these young kids in the hood. They setting all the trends in the music, right? So, hey, yo, I could put him I could put him in our outfit, right? And that'd be like a commercial. That'd be like a commercial, right? And it'll make inner city kids think this cool and this brand they about his brand, right? And boom, you know what I'm saying? Future had a whole song for Mason Margiela, right? I own a pair of them Mason Margielas, them joints, you know what I'm saying? I forgot the name of it, but you remember them joints everybody was wearing. I think they was like the Future joints, you know what I'm saying? But can't remember the name, or they was some funny looking shoe, and I'm gonna tell you right, it ain't even that comfortable, right? And it ain't got no grip at the bottom, so your feet sliding everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But however, the Mason Margiela, right? Niggas put on for Mason Margiela, uh, but again, out of our pocket. Jordans, the Jordan 5s came, not the Jordan 5s, Jordan 5s came out a couple weeks back, last month, February 14th, right? And a couple niggas got shot over them joints. The 12s came out. Niggas fighting over the 12s. Today, niggas fighting over the cool grays, right? Now, now, we gotta look into Jordan and Nike. That's Phil Knight. That's Phil Knight. Phil Knight is a legend. However, that money ain't in our pocket. Even if you look at the Jordan brand, Jordan's still connected to Nike, so that money going in his pocket too. It's still going Phil Knight pocket too, nigga. Right? So the money didn't come to us. All the niggas dying over Jordans and dying over all this, the money didn't come to us. The money didn't come to us, but we niggas made it popular, right? Because Jordan got real big with Spike Lee, right? Jordan was Jordan. Jordan's gonna blow up either way, but I'm saying like what made Jordan like the urban, made like a culture staple, do the right thing. Do the right thing, right? And the style, like different world, right? You know what I'm saying? Early on, like Jordan and that niggas, so many niggas done died over Jordans. This sneaker to this, it's 2025. We still got niggas dying over Jordans, and that money don't go back in our pocket, right? That's hustling backwards, my nigga. Tim's on my feet, make my cipher complete. Nas, nigga, the GOAT, one of the GOATs, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Timberlands, made famous by up north niggas, right? New York niggas, Philly niggas, like, you know what I'm saying, really made the Timbs go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Despite what some people believe, uh, Southeast niggas, some do rock Timbs heavy. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, again, that money and Timberland at times didn't even want niggas wearing their shit. You know, they embraced us a little more now because they seen it's profitable, but we wasn't a market, just like originally wasn't a market for most of these brands that made it into rap songs and made these European businesses even more money and be able to cross over to an urban audience, right? But this is what this mainstream commercial rap does. It's a big promotion scheme for white businesses. You rap about that Mercedes, who own Mercedes? You rap about that, you know what I'm saying, that Lexus, who own Lexus? You get what I'm saying? It's never coming back to our community. You don't own the label. The artist don't own the label that he signed to. You get what I'm saying? So it's a whole chamber of a cycle of money shipping out the community, right? DMC, my Adidas, right? My Adidas, right? L Cool J rocked the Adidas early. You feel me? So this is a thing that Adidas, right? The Adidas whole jumpsuits that DMC and them boys used to wear, right? We didn't own that. We didn't own that, man. We didn't own that. And when we seen like Kanye, right? Kanye was rocking with Adidas, and then they cut him. He ain't own it. The niggas was buying Yeezy, he was buying Adidas. He was buying Yeezy, was still buying Adidas. Right? Them Nike Cortez that Easy used to wear, that's Nike. That's Phil Knight. That's Phil Knight. Right? Diddy, man, we look at Diddy. Right? Diddy used to say black, shop black business when it come to liquor. Ciroc, nigga, Ciroc. Jay-Z said on that 4-4, man, y'all niggas out there buying when Puff got Ciroc. I remember when I said that, I felt that when they bought me some more Ciroc, nigga. Even though this shit was kind of nasty, right? I'm trying to think I'm supporting black business. Kind of find out, yo, Diddy didn't own that. They didn't even own that. Diageo owned that. And they own Diddy. And the moment Diddy got out of line, right, and tried to sue them, nigga, we made you rich. They spanked him. Holding on to 8-year-old videos and then drop it on them when it's time, when it's suitable, right? Why did he have all them wild parties? I do your thing, Diddy. But if you ever get out of line, nigga, we gonna use this on you, Playboy. All right? That's for another time, though, right? But yeah, when we was buying Ciroc and all that, that wasn't no black business. It was a black mascot, right? We're gonna use him to sell to this market, right? That's the game. Balenciaga, the triple S's, right? Niggas love Balenciaga, right? We don't own that either. We don't own that either. God damn, we make these fools a lot. We make them a lot of money, and all we can do is respect the game. Rick Ross with the black bottle. You always got the Bel Air. Bel Air. He don't own that. We don't own that either, right? The black bottle, he be clicking together like, you know what I'm saying, Diddy. He don't own that either. That's a mascot too. That's a mascot too. That's the owner right there. That's the real owner. Just a mascot. I remember when Kim wore the Chanel. Kim had a Chanel symbol in her hairdo, in her weave, bro, in her bang. That's how bad it then got, right? The commercialization of how much we worship the European brands. That's how much we worship the European brands, right? It's just a billboard in your damn hair. You know what I'm saying? Tupac, the niggas who hate Tupac and always hate crazy stuff like all Pac did was rap about Hennessy for my enemies. He did it a lot, you know what I'm saying? But everybody got they things that they go to. Every MC got their thing that they go to. Don't just do Pac like that, right? But the Hennessy, like my dad, my shout out to my dad loved Hennessy, right? So niggas do love Hennessy. That bottle, yo, that ain't our bottle. It's in the hood though. Niggas in the hood love Hennessy, right? But nah, Hennessy, nah, we ain't own that either, Playboy. You don't own that either, nigga. But damn, you made it real popular though. Damn, so did, right? The malt liquor, the old St. Ives, right? The commercials, right? They use black artists to promote these brands through the commercials, right? Hey yo, hold this St. Ives bottle, right? Malt liquor, yo, sell it to your community, right? Sell it, nigga. Show that the rappers, this what the rappers is on. Money went right back to the whites, to the Europeans, part itself, right? I remember when I was a kid, right? I was a kid about 2013, 14. I remember like, hey yo, Jay-Z. It might have been early, like, yo, Jay-Z on the Nets, bro. Jay-Z on the Nets. I was excited, right? Because I was a whole fan. Like, damn, nigga, Jay-Z on the Nets. Like, that nigga on the Nets. I mean, the niggas had Vince Carter, Alonzo, you know what I'm saying? They was cold. It was cold. Richard Jefferson. They had, I want to say J. Kidd was still over there, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we found out later on, Jay-Z didn't own that, man. He was tricked out. They used Hove. They used Hove, bruh. They used Hove to help bring in the gentrification of the new arena to Brooklyn. Damn, it's a cold game, bruh. They did Hove like that, yo. know what I'm saying? Hove was in the streets and he was dealing with the criminals on the corner, right, in the white tees, and you know what I'm saying. But when he get into the suits, right, he ain't realize that yo, the criminals in the suits too, dog, right? Just like the movie Empire, right? They'll get you like that too, right? Just cause a nigga got a suit on, you know what I'm saying, don't mean he can't move wrong. I just put that together on the fly too, by the way. Nigga shot. R.I.P. to Nipsey, right? Nipsey, man. Nipsey used to rock them fly Puma joints, them fly Puma jumpsuits, right? The jumpsuits that Nipsey used to rock. He had the Puma jet, right? And then he rocked the Puma joints. He had the Puma joints. If you a Nipsey fan, you know what I'm talking about, right? Well, Puma been always connected to the community, but we don't own that either. We ain't own that either. But when Nipsey was rocking my dance, I wanted to get me one. That's a fact, right? Uh, Fast food always use niggas to sell, right? Yo, Saweetie with the McDonald's, Travis Scott with the McDonald's, right? Kobe Bryant had the McDonald's. Um, you know, Popeyes, the black lady had Popeyes on the commercial. Nigga, we made Popeyes so much money during that chicken, what was it, the chicken sandwich epidemic during the pandemic, or was it right before the pandemic? A couple niggas died over the chicken sandwich. Niggas died over that chicken sandwich, bruh. And none of that money went back to our community. That's what we getting at right here, right? When niggas get drafted to the NBA, to the NFL, we don't own that. We go buy the jersey. We don't own the team. We ain't got the money. You know? So you look at, you know, all the ice you see niggas wearing when niggas be so niggas rock ice, right? That niggas pick the ice, the diamonds out of the caves, right? We seen blood diamonds. To make it to the States, right? Foreigners, right, control that market, sell it to the rappers. The rappers rap about it, put the diamonds on, where you know what I'm saying, Johnny Dang, Jacob the jeweler, all that, right? But we don't own that. We don't own the ice, nigga. We don't own the diamonds. We don't own it. And we kill over and we floss and we talk about it and we promote them. Hey yo, come get your custom piece from Johnny Dang. Yeah, he the best jeweler. I got the best jeweler. Why don't we focus on ownership on nothing? Do you see the game that's been ran? It's a cold game, right? We look at the record labels to pimp a butterfly, to pimp the butterfly. Tupac died broke. They say Tupac died broke. Death Row was owned by Jimmy Iovine, right? It was just a label that was funded by a real label, which was, you understand? We don't own this. We don't own the music. We don't own the music. So when you look at Angie Stone, RP to Angie Stone, that's what we dedicating this episode to, right? Before she transitioned in that vehicle, she was suing UMG for royalties, unpaid royalties, right? That she couldn't attain before she passed tragically. This is a South Carolina legend. This is a legend to the world. However, you know, Columbia, South Carolina, you know, Angie Stone, man, it's Angie Stone. It's a legend. It's a legend. And they did her wrong. They didn't pay her. They didn't pay her when she was old. And this happens more than you know. This happens more than you know. Michael Jackson had to sue. Michael Jackson had to sue. He got done dirty over royalties. You know, he ain't the only one. Remember, this is Kanye's whole fight. I don't rock with Kanye like that no more, but this is Kanye's fight. We don't own nothing. We don't own nothing. That's why Prince had the slave in his face. He's a slave. I can't work with you. He told Nas, I can't work with you if you don't own nothing. If you don't own nothing, I'm not working with you. And this is important because You have to understand, America is a melting pot. However, America is rooted in capitalism and group economics. Never forget that. Group economics. This is what you had in Black Wall Street. This is what you had in Wilmington, North Carolina. This is what you had in Atlanta, Georgia. Black dollar bouncing. Staying in the black community. Right? Black banks. Black ownership. Black ownership. That's how you control the game. Through ownership. Through ownership. Right? They say, oh, well, you can't talk bad about the Jewish people, right? At the record label. Well, hell, if I owned it, you wouldn't talk bad about me either. But if you want to talk about yourself, go ahead. That money coming back to me. So that's the game. That's the game, right? Ownership gives you power. If you're not owning, then you are in debt. And debt is slavery. Do you understand? I don't think you do. Starving artists, just be happy with your fame, nigga. That's what the words of Nipsey Hussle said. Starving the artist, just be happy with your fame. See, the mainstream artist is famous, but it's rare that the mainstream artist is rich. The labels walk away rich. The labels walk away rich and they stay rich. The artist dies poor, dies in poverty. Tupac died in poverty. They kicked the Afeni Shakur and them out them houses. They took it all back. She had to sue the label. En Vogue had a member of the group that just said she's living in her car. She just performed at All-Star Weekend. And we assumed she was doing fine. She looked great, but she's living in her car. To Pimp a Butterfly. Do you understand this? Ownership. Right now, Native Americans and black people, right, are the poorest groups in the country, according to statistics, right? Native Americans and black Americans, right? Some of them are the same people, but that's a conversation for another day also. But I want you to understand this, right? Ownership. Ownership. The reason these black artists can't be vocal is because they don't own the business. And if they get out of line, it's consequences. Ownership. Ownership. R.I.P. to Angie Stone, the legend. She was treated bad. She was treated bad, and not too many people could help her because many artists, many black artists, are also victims and slaves, pimped for their talent. Pimped for their talent. Pimped for their influence. Robbed of everything. Bad financial illiteracy. Right? Financially illiterate. And they like you like that. And they like you like that. And that's why knowledge is power. As I said before, on the plantation, they didn't want you to have knowledge. Right? Nipsey was hard to deal with at them labels because Nipsey, he wouldn't settle for less. He wouldn't settle for no, he wouldn't settle for no 360 type of deal. He wouldn't settle for that. Nipsey wanted something fair, something he could work with. That's why I call him the economic god. Right? Nipsey and Hove. look at the business, you got to look at them too, right? Got to look at them too. But on that note, family, I think I've driven my point home. But I want to give you this last segment from a classic film, which is John Singleton's Baby Boy, right? Jody and P in the parking lot. Jody asked P, how many billionaires you got on? Jody say, P say, what? He said, how many billionaires you got on? Nigga, I count about 5, right? Every day, the black American is walking around as a billboard to promote European brands. And I have to hold myself accountable. If you know me, you know, again, I'm a low head, bro. I love Polo. I love Ralph because it's an American brand. It's quality. It's fly. It's classy. It's elegant. It's hard. It's sporty. What they want to be, you know. So as we get into this ownership, one thing I want us to leave with as Black Americans getting deep into the ownership bag, right? Because we do have sisters that's getting salons. We got brothers doing the barbershop thing. We got brothers creating businesses and all that. We are getting there. We are getting there. And I don't want to act like we not. However, you know, rappers can do a better job of shouting that out sometimes, right? Shouting that out sometimes. Yo, shout out to niggas. Shout out to niggas. You know, shout out to niggas business sometimes. But that's not where I want to go. It was a 15-year-old girl that was drugged by her hair over a missed payment, right? A miscommunication over a payment. See, this is what I want in black business, right? I want black customers to be treated with class and dignity the same way they would get if they went up in a Best Buy. Same way they would get if they went up in a Supercuts, right? You got to know how to handle business. I come from hustling. I come from the streets. You feel me? I didn't know conflict resolution. Most of us don't, right? However, when you get in business and if you at Best Buy and you didn't pay for that, it ain't the Best Buy workers ain't gonna just jump you and pull you by your hair because that's not how we conduct business. Call the police, right? You ain't the street nigga, you a businessman. Call the police, let the police handle it. That's how the sister should have handled the 15-year-old, right? We go to barbershops, set the appointment for 9 o'clock. Nigga, barber pulling up at 9:20. Come on, my nigga. Treat me with class and dignity, right? Treat me with class and dignity as the customer. This nigga eating wings while I got to watch this nigga eat wings. That's what we want black businesses to boom. We want black ownership, but you have to treat black customers right because you're in a competitive society. This is capitalism, and black people will not go anywhere just because you black and support your dollar. Especially when as soon as you get that money, you taking that money to go buy some Balenciagas anyway. It's going right out the community. However, if you want blacks to shop black and keep that dollar going, right? As we talk ownership, I'm just asking all of y'all who own businesses to treat black customers fairly, to treat black customers with dignity and class, right? Don't come up in there. What's up, bro? What's happening? Nah, do me like how you would do that white man. If that white man walk in, how you doing, sir? Right? That's not acting white. You know, having class and respect and good customer service is not acting white. It's just good customer service. We had that. We used to have that. Know what I mean? And we'll have it again. But on that note, family, RP to Angie Stone. We out. Peace.